Goldberg. 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 All right, guys, we know that Goldberg is the pre-order bonus for WWE 2K17, and we don't know what's really going to come with that. We know that he's going to be having two versions, a WWE and a WCW version, and I think there's going to be two WCW arenas. If they give us Nitro and Thunder, that would be pretty awesome because I want a Thunder arena because Thunder was awesome. Actually, the show kind of sucked in retrospect, but it's still a cool arena. So Goldberg's coming out, WWE 2K17. It makes me wonder what is going to be included in the game, what other features are going to be a part of the game. And you probably guessed it with the WWE 2K14 footage, is that I'm looking at the streak mode to have a return in WWE 2K17. Now, if you are not familiar with WWE 2K14 and you only got onto the next-gen consoles and those games, well, there was a mode called the streak mode. There was defeat the streak and defend the streak, where it was the Undertaker's streak. First off, you would be, if you're going for defeat the streak, you would play as a wrestler, and you would try and take out The Undertaker. Now, The Undertaker was super hard, and the point of it was to get a high score and compete for a leaderboard. It was cool because I had a lot of friends. It's My Yard looking at him. He would like to compete on that streak mode, and he would like to get to the top of the leaderboard. So you got to try and rack up all the points, as much points as you possibly can, get all the way up and get on the top of the leaderboard. I think they changed every week, so it was like you could almost always get to the top somehow if you played enough. And then there was, that was defeat the streak. Then there was defend the streak, which you played as The Undertaker in a gauntlet-style match, and guys would come out one after one, and you would try and beat them up. Obviously, as you progress along in the game, it would get harder, and then you would have to try and make it as much as you can. Again, you're accumulating points as everything goes along. So the main objective of that was to get a high score and all that fun stuff. So it was really, really cool, and it was just based off The Undertaker's streak because he hadn't lost the streak yet. He didn't lose to Brock Lesnar yet. So he still had that streak intact. So it was a cool mode. It was a cool single-player mode, and that's what I think is lacking. I talked about it a little bit in a previous video talking about 2K Showcase isn't really all that is cracked up to be, and there needs to be something else besides 2K Showcase. Well, here is the streak mode, and I think it was a very, very fun mode in the game. And looking at W2K17 and looking at that we're going to have Goldberg, we could have Goldberg's streak be in the game. I believe it was 173. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But 173, he actually went on to win the streak. And then I think he lost to Kevin Nash, Taser, all that fun stuff. You all remember that in WCW. We're not going to talk about that. But that's a thing that we should focus on when we're looking at Goldberg being part of the game. He had this streak. I mean, it's simple as that. You put Goldberg in there, right? You can do defend the streak, which you will play as Bill Goldberg. You can play as the WWE version or the WCW version. I would like for them to have the Nitro and the WCW, or Thunder and WCW. You could choose those arenas. Obviously, you should be able to choose whatever arena you want, but it'd be cool to kind of have like that streak, and then with that, you would try and go through number of opponents as you could as the game progressed along. You would be in there trying to compete for a leaderboard, which would be a cool online feature. And they could do, I don't know how they really want to do it as far as the leaderboard goes, if they want to change it every week, if they want to keep a one leaderboard, try and get to the top. I think rotating it and changing it every week is cool because then it gives everybody else a chance. So you're trying to stand in there and last against everybody else in the game, and they just keep coming and coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. You hit finishers, you try and pin them, and that's the way to go. You can knock them out too, which was kind of a cool little feature, which I didn't really talk on that. If you did enough damage to certain guys, they could get knocked out and then they would be gone, or if you could like a KO in the game. So there would be that mode. And then we would also have the defeat the streak mode, if we want to call it the streak mode or defeat the streak. I don't know if we want to call it that exactly, but that would be where you'd go up against the ultra hard version of Goldberg. You try to get the most points possible. Sometimes you don't win, which is what I really liked about the streak mode, which we'll get more into detail here in just a second. But let's talk about this. So you have the streak, you're playing against Goldberg as whoever trying to get it, and you would be up there. The way I would do it is that I would have an achievement for you to go through every guy to defeat Goldberg. You would start off at all of them, and you'd have to try and beat Goldberg with everybody in the game. And then when you do, you get an achievement, and it's cool, and it's fun, and it's awesome. It's a trophy on PS4, achievement on Xbox One. Cool stuff, awesome, fun, awesome, cool. I like it. Same thing with defend the streak. if you can get to a certain amount of points, then you will get an achievement for that as well. So there's a lot of cool things that come with defend the streak and defeat the streak. I think it's a great game mode. I like the challenge because I think nowadays it's fun to do like exhibition matches and try and win and do simulation and stuff like that. But I think there needs to be some sort of challenge, some super ultra hardcore mode. And I really think this is a hardcore mode for hardcore fans. And that's what I really liked about it. I liked the fact that as you progressed along, it got harder and harder and harder. And then people would come in, you'd be like, oh no, here comes Triple H, or oh no, here comes John Cena, here comes The Undertaker. We're screwed. We're screwed. You know, that kind of thing. If you're playing as Goldberg trying to defend the streak, you're like, oh no, here comes Taker. Now I'm screwed. Or here comes Brock. We're screwed. And that's something that I think is very, very good and very challenging and very fun in a game like this, because there's a lot of people who like to do that simulation style, which I don't knock that. I like doing the simulation. See, you know, you can see what happens, play it out, do universe mode, do single player else, stuff like that, my career, whatever. But this is something that will extend the longevity of the game, because I will be honest with you, in WWE 2K14, I played the streak so many times. I had so much fun doing live streams over and over and over, talking about the streak and playing the streak, going whether it's defend the streak or defeat the streak. And it was cool because they released DLC for the NWO at one point, and I tried to defeat the streak with every member of the NWO, and it's a fun little challenge right there. It's something that is needed in this WWE game. I know that there's all this other stuff, and you can do the My Career and the Showcase and all that, but the streak just adds so much more to the game, and it makes it fun. It makes it a challenge, and that's what I really like, is just the pure challenge of the wrestling games, because I think that there needs to be more challenge, because sometimes I feel like I've played the game so much, I'm getting so good at it, no matter how high I put the difficulty, it's always too easy. But in the streak mode, I felt that there was always a point where I was gonna win and then I never did win, or like I would go so far and then I couldn't go any farther and I lost, and then I would legit get mad and throw the controller down, because I have a temper tantrum, especially when I'm trying to win the streak and I'm trying to do it on live stream and trying to impress everybody and trying to look cool, and then this happens. I'm like, well, I look like a fool, and I just threw my controller down. And then one time I did it, and I was playing the streak mode. I think I was playing Defend the Streak as the Undertaker. I think I made like a corporate Undertaker outfit, and I got to the very, very, very end, and I lost. I threw the controller down, the game froze, and I couldn't save my score or anything, and I was really, really, really mad because I wanted to be on the top of the leaderboard. And that's the thing that I really think needs to happen, especially now with the you can spectate people and you can watch them play on the PS4, and that's something that's very, very cool. You can have that. You can have super awesome live streams with this. I mean, now that everybody can stream pretty much from PS4 and the Xbox One, you're pretty much set up for a great time, and I think that it is a mode that is a must-have if you're going to have Goldberg in the game. Seriously, you need to have a streak mode with Goldberg, and whether you want to do, because I know that they're not going to be able to include every wrestler that Goldberg ever fought in WCW, because that would just be insane. It'd be kind of cool to have like a WCW roster come in during the Defend the Streak mode, but I don't think that that's literally possible because of the marketing and licensing and all that stuff. But I think it's cool to have Goldberg in the game, and I think that the streak mode needs to make a return in the game. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you like Defend and Defeat the Streak? Honestly, I think it was a breath of fresh air when it came back in WWE in the 2K games, and I really like that kind of gauntlet style matchup where you have to go through hordes and hordes of enemies, because if you ever played like Gears of War and you played horde mode, it's kind of similar to that. You got waves and waves of guys coming in and trying to survive as long as you can, and I think it's very, very fun, and I think it's ripe for a wrestling game, and it makes for a lot of interesting things. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of Goldberg. Are you excited for him in the game? What is going to happen? I mean, we saw the Suplex City thing in the trailer. If you missed that, there was a little nod to Suplex City. It was on the window when Goldberg was driving in. But they're just doing what they did before with little vignettes leading up to the release of the game. So they'll have this one saying Goldberg's superior bonus, and they'll have whatever. I think they're going to have a showcase or something with Goldberg and Brock. I don't know. But anyway, guys, I'm rambling now. So let me know what you think in the comment section below about Goldberg, the streak mode, if it should come back. I think it should. Let me know. in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you like this kind of content, make sure you hit that like button. And I will also let you guys know that I have a brand new shop over on Spreadshirt. You can get all different kinds of designs. I have a couple new ones up. And if you want to go over there, link will be in the description. So make sure you check that out. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. As always, Tony Pizza Guy, too sweet.